As I stood at the foot of the cross, I couldn't help but feel a sense of overwhelming sorrow and awe. The weight of the moment hung heavy in the air as I gazed up at the figure hanging there, bloodied and broken. And then, as if in response to my silent contemplation, 7 powerful sayings rang out from the lips of the crucified man. The first saying was one of forgiveness. "Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do," he whispered, his voice filled with compassion and grace. It was a reminder of the boundless mercy and love that this man embodied, even in the face of unimaginable suffering. The second saying spoke of salvation. "Truly I say to you, today you will be with me in paradise," he declared to the criminal hanging beside him. It was a promise of redemption and hope, a beacon of light in the darkness of despair. The third saying was one of compassion. "Woman, behold your son. Son, behold your mother," he said, entrusting his beloved mother to the care of his disciple. It was a gesture of love and care, even in his final moments of agony. The fourth saying expressed his anguish. my God, why have you forsaken me?" he cried out, his voice filled with pain and despair. It was a raw and honest plea, a cry of anguish that echoed through the ages. The fifth saying was one of thirst. "I thirst," he murmured, his voice barely audible. It was a reminder of his humanity, his physical suffering and need, a poignant moment of vulnerability. The sixth saying was one of completion. "It is finished," he declared, his voice strong and resolute. It was a proclamation of victory, of the fulfillment of his mission on earth. And finally, the seventh saying was one of surrender. "Father, into your hands I commend my spirit," he whispered, his voice fading into the silence. It was a moment of ultimate trust and surrender, a final act of faith and submission. As I listened to these 7 sayings, I felt a profound sense of reverence and awe. In the midst of suffering and death, this man had spoken words of forgiveness, salvation, compassion, anguish, thirst, completion, and surrender. And in that moment, I knew that I was in the presence of something truly divine.